Hello everyone. Today we are going to deep dive into ETL testing. Let's start. So what is ETL testing? ETL testing ensures data quality and accuracy for business insights. When coming to overview of ETL testing ensures data accuracy, quality, enabling reliable business decisions based on transformed data from various sources for effective analysis and reporting. The objectives of ETL testing are: a ETL tester must understand the ETL process steps. I mean, what are the processes involved in ETL testing? Next, identifying the ETL testing types, and the next will be learning the tools and knowing the best practices. These are the objectives an ETL tester must be aware of. And coming to goals, ensuring data integrity and data quality, improving performance and efficiency of the queries, and facilitate informed business decisions. What is ETL? So ETL is an abbreviation of extract, transform, load. So coming to extract, data is extracted from various sources that can be either files or from databases. From file to table ingestions, the source will be of flat files that can be of any file formats like CSV, text, JSON, or either XML2. And coming to databases, it will be considered as table to table transformations. So where the source will be taken from a physical table and it will be made some transformations and will be ingested into another table. So next, coming to transform, the data from the source will be cleansed, validated, and transformed. The transformations would involve aggregations, sorting, and filtering, which also includes deduplication also. And finally, load comes, where the transformed data will be loaded into the target data warehouse or the database. That's depending upon the business requirements. Either data can be stored in the data warehouse or the database. As part of ETL testing, an ETL tester must know what are the types of ETL testing is being performed. So there are about 5 types of ETL testing. 1. Data integrity testing. Next is data quality testing. Third, functional testing. Fourth, regression testing. Fifth, performance testing. Let's get into one by one. Data quality testing. So here we focus on validating the quality of data against the business rules, and we will be checking for the missing values, duplicate records, and data type mismatches. So as a ETL tester, to validate the quality of data, the ETL tester must know the business conditions and with respect to the transformations which are being performed over the data. Then only the data quality testing will be successful. Next will be data integrity testing. Here we are ensuring the data is accurately extracted, transformed, and loaded without any data loss and corruption during the process. So here we are ensuring there is no data loss, which I mean is, if a file contains 100 records, the table which is being ingested at the current date must also have 100 records. So this can be verified through count star queries. Next, coming to functional testing. Here we ensure all the transformation rules are working correctly, verifying the logic applied during the transformation stage. So basically what we do is, in functional testing, we validate the transformations that is present in the that is applied over the data is correct or not. So this can be validated through source to table mapping document. So the source to table mapping document will be provided by the client. So this will have the transformations that needs to be applied over the data. That can be either from raw file ingestion or can be table to table transformations. Next, coming to regression testing. This verifies the new changes to the ETL process haven't broken any existing functionality. So this regression testing will be performed whenever any new changes, I mean any new transformations that is being performed over an existing table transformation. So what I mean is, there is a table that is existing where a business requirement change is being made. So at that time we don't need to make the full testing over the table. We can take only the column which is undergoing the new business requirement transformation. This can be done through regression testing. Coming to performance testing, this ensures the ETL process performs efficiently even with large data sets, and the test the system's response time, throughput time and resource usage. This is mainly for ensuring the quality of query and optimization of the query. So basically we would be having 3 environments: dev environment, QA environment, quality assistance environment, and finally production environment, where we going to be handling the live data. So in dev environment there won't be any scheduled jobs, and in QA also there won't be any scheduled jobs. Coming to production environment, there will be a scheduled jobs that will be running time to time on daily basis. So there will be a heavy load to the clusters or the workflow management tools. So on such times or the such situations, we need to have our queries optimized and executing effectively. So this will be validated through performance testing method. Then coming to methodologies in ETL testing. So here we will be discussing the steps that are involved in ETL testing. So we have about 5 steps. Let me go into one by one. So first step is requirements gathering. Step 2, test plan creation. Step 3, test case design. Step 4, execution. Step 5, reporting and defect management. Coming to step 1, requirements gathering. An ETL tester must be gathering the informations that are needed. I mean the preliminary details that need to be known to a ETL tester would be what is the table that you are going to uh, perform ETL testing over it, whether we need a regression testing or we need a full-fledged testing over the tables. You need to know about the load type of the table, that can be SED type 2 or append or overwrite. Likewise, the ETL tester must be gathering the information from the developers or through client. Step 2 will be test plan creation. So planning is very important for what it can be any kind of jobs. So planning is very important. So in test plan creation, a detailed test plan must be outlined, that what is going to be tested, including the data sources, data transformations and expected outcomes. That needs to be planned by a ETL tester. And in which environment we are going to be testing, and what are the tools and resources that needs to perform the ETL testing for the particular requirement. Step 3, test case design. So depending upon the requirements gathered, an ETL tester must be designing the test case. So for example, basically we will be performing data quality test, so which involves which ensures no data loss. So that can be ensured through count star queries from the source table and the target table, that one. And secondly, we need to be validating the deduplication logic, whether the target table consists of any duplicate records, that needs to be validated. And finally comes the data integrity. So comparing the source table transformations and the target table transformations, that doesn't have any discrepancy in the data level. The count, there are some situations where the total count in the source and target tables might be matching, but the data will be having discrepancies. The data will not be having the the data will not be having the correct transformations. What I mean is the output must be of different kind, which is an expected one, but the data will be of another kind with which is not respect to the transformations that is applied over the source data. And these are all need to be covered in the test case designs. When coming to execution, the execution will be performed by the ETL tester using based upon the test cases. So test cases will be helping us in execution part. So this is an important part. Finally comes the reporting and defect management. We will be that is depending upon the requirements. We usually record the reportings in an Excel sheet, where we will be having our test cases and the requirement gatherings in it. So we will be attaching a snapshot of the total counts, no duplicates validation. There is no duplicates in the table as snapshot, and except query validation, which validates there is no discrepancy between the transformation and the target table records. Once all these are documented, we will be sending it for approval with business clients. And if there is any defects that is being found during the ETL testing, it needs to be reported to the developers. A detailed summary must be submitted to the developers. Then only we will be having healthy conversations between developers and testing personals. And we need to be following with the developers which caused the error. Is it due to the transformation logic? And we need to report it to the business clients. This is how the ETL testing process occurs. So coming to the challenges, the common challenges in the ETL testing is data volume and complexity. So the larger the data sets, it makes the challenge, it makes us validating complex at every point, and complex transformations can be hard to validate without automated tools. Next will be data quality issues. Inconsistent data formats or missing values across different data sources. So the data can be of different formats, but that need to be understood by the ETL tester, because there can be multiple data sources for a single table. And next will be performance bottlenecks. This ensures ETL processes perform well with increasing data loads. So previously I told right, in depending upon irrespective of the environment, the data loads will be varying. So in dev we will be testing it with the sample data, but when the table is deployed in the production environment, we will be having an increasing data loads. So and it will be the table will be handling the live data. So we need to be aware of that situations too. Coming to the best practices of ETL testing. So we need to be testing it early and often. So what I mean is, the test data at every stage: extract, transformation and loading. Testing it frequently to detect issues before they become critical. As a ETL tester, he or she need to be very conscious that there is an issue or a bug is being spotted at the earliest stage. For that, we need to be testing it at early stage and at regression process, so that we can avoid critical failures while deploying. Coming to comprehensive test coverage, this ensures all possible test cases are covered, including boundary values, large data sets and negative test cases. Coming to monitoring ETL performance, here the ETL tester will be keeping a track of performance metrics to ensure that ETL processes are running efficiently. So we will be calculating the time of start and the time of end of a query, so that we will be able to capture the time consumed to execute to completely execute a query. And finally comes the collaboration with other teams. So other teams is especially into within our teams, which is internal. So as a ETL tester, we will be interacting with developers. So a healthy conversation will help us to get our jobs done early and as well as delivering it on time. So coming to the conclusion, why ETL testing is important? ETL testing ensures the businesses rely on accurate, consistent, and timely data for decision making. So, whatever we perform on ETL testing, that's going to be reflecting in the decision making of business personals. A well tested ETL pipelines lead to better data quality, fewer errors, and enhanced trust in business intelligence systems. From this, you will be having a key takeaways like through testing at every stage, we will be able to reduce the critical situation at deployment level. Usage of automated tools and best practices to streamline the testing processes, and continuous monitoring and improvement of ETL processes to ensure scalability and performance. We need to, this means performance tuning and optimization of the queries. So this is the overview which I thought of giving you guys in a short span. Thank you.